Hello there. Who am I joined with today?
Hi, I'm Gracie. Arty's fiance. I'm married!
That's me! I'm married! So how did we do in the Kissimmee Regional?
We did 3-5. Wow!
Nice. Care to explain your matches?
But match 1 was progressive. It was a very close game. Unfortunately, once they have Mito and Asuna on board, it's kind of game over for me because they can easily just put things down BP wise, and yeah. Second game was Yellow Sakamoto. It was I unfortunately bricked very hard, but the guy was very nice that I played against, and it was very good. Round 3 was Yellow Ava. I've only beaten Yellow Ava once. That match made it 2 times. It was very nice to be able to win against Yellow Ava because I always struggle with Yellow Ava, but unfortunately she didn't have the best hand, really, so I just also got really good cards to be able to special Asuka off the field, which was able to let me win the next round because it was a very close game. We were both down to one life, and it was just I had the better cards in hand to be able to win that game. Then we had lunch break. Yay, lunch!
Yay.
Unlike Pokemon.
Sammy's.
Unlike Pokemon that doesn't give adults lunch breaks. Only the juniors and seniors. But then it was round 4. This match was okay. It was kind of my worst match. I played against, I guess it's Purple Song. I don't really know much about it. It's from SAO Volume 2. I've never really come across this deck because not many people at my locals play it. So it was my first time experiencing it, and it was an okay time. Then it was round 5. I went against, I think it's called Yellow CGC.
Nani?
It's the Yellow Tokyo Ghoul deck. But I also just bricked really bad, and he just had all the better cards. So, but I lost that one. Round 6, played against Regihiro, and I don't do well against Regihiro because it can pop something and then it can get, I think, also impact if it pitches a card, and then also pluses everything else if it discards 3 cards or something like that. I don't remember. I just know my fiance unfortunately plays Regihiro, and I've played against Regihiro too many times that I've lost. Round 7. Unfortunately, it was kind of free win because the guy was just like, I've only played 13 times ever. I'll give you the win if you can help give me some tips. So I gave him tips on how to play his red JJK deck of Chozo. In the end, he did win. I just did not have the best cards to be able to go against him. But in the end, it was still technically a free win because that's what he determined was, if I taught him, I get the free win. Even though I said, are you sure you won? And he's like, no, I'm sure. And I was like, okay. And then round 8 was Yellow Sakamoto. This game was so close. I was honestly stressing because we both got down to 2 life. And so it was his turn of him attacking. And I had some guys, I was like, okay, I'll just have to, I'll take 1 life, and then the rest I was able to block. I should be able to be fine. And so I flipped one of my 2 lives, and it was an active trigger. And I was like, yes. So what do? I put it against, I put the active trigger onto this Shinji. The Yellow Sakamoto has the, I don't know her name, but Lou, I think is her short abbreviation name. And he's like, you can't block because it can't be blocked with a 4K or more. And I said, no! And so then I had to take another life, which, praise the TCG gods, it was a final. It was a final. And I was like, oh my god! And so then the rest of the attacks I was able to block because I had the active trigger on the Shinji, and then I had a Spear of Gaius. And I think I had 2 Spears of Gaius. I think. I don't remember. But I was able to block the rest of his attacks. And so then it came my turn. And I already knew what one of his life was because he had it flipped, which was a raid. So when I went to my attack phase, I went for the one that was unflipped to make sure it was not a final. And it was just an active trigger. And then I used the second impact on my other Spear of Gaius to be able to win the game. And it was a really close game and a very good game overall. Overall, it was a very good learning experience because it was my first Union Arena regional that I've participated in. There were times where I was upset because I just didn't have good hands against other decks. But it's just because I don't really like playing meta decks. And that's just on me for not wanting to play the meta, so of course I'm not going to always do the best. But overall it was a good time. This is my deck list that I played with. But Arty, my fiance, he said that I should play the Wonders in my deck. Because it did help with some of my games, even if I did lose the games. This character gains, your opponent must block this character's attack if able. Did help sometimes when I would raid this card from hand. Have to play Asuka. Asuka is a very overpowered character. I also don't know why they nerfed her when she is a very good card. But honestly, out of them all, I'd say Wonder is more overpowered because it searches for the Spear of Gaius / anything that is 5 or up. So I don't understand why they had to ban certain cards for purple, just like Spear of Gaius, the special, because literally all you do is draw a card and then you have to discard a card. So it's not even guaranteed you would get the specific card that you need, but I can understand it's because when you go for Wonder, you could possibly get 2 Spears of Gaiuses in hand of the special. And then of course I wanted to mix with the boyfriends. Happy Pride Month. But I really like Karu's design, and that's the whole reason I got into the Evangelion set. Because I knew of Karu, and then I got onto a binge of watching all the Evangelion movies and show because of Karu's character. And then in the end, Evangelion 13 just doesn't, when I was just playing it with Karu's and his Mark 9 and Ray's, it just wasn't doing as well against a lot of quote-unquote meta decks. So then Arty then recommended Spear of Gaius onto it, so, but yeah.